There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love, and this place is much brighter than
Creative Arts for Girls Empowerment, conceived by Hofna Cameroon, seeks to use dramas, songs, debates, and spoken words, engaging students, teachers, and their communities to respond to and prevent school-related gender-based violence. HOFNA, Women for a Change Cameroon, and 6 international exchange alumni are also training peer educators, teachers, and community counselors to speak up and train other community members and students on school-related gender-based violence. School-related gender-based violence is defined as acts of threats of sexual, physical, and psychological violence occurring in and around schools, perpetrated as a result of gender norms and stereotypes and forced by unequal power dynamics. It also refers to the differences between girls and boys' experiences of violence and vulnerabilities to violence. School-related gender-based violence includes explicit threats or acts of physical violence, bullying, verbal or sexual harassment, non-consensual touching, sexual coercion, and assault and rape.
School-related gender-based violence is a major hindrance to girls' empowerment, especially in most rural parts of Cameroon. And HOFNA is working to reduce this, to respond to it and prevent it by training peer educators, community counselors, teachers counselors, and forming gender violence survivor support networks in the selected communities.
This is what participants, students, teachers, and community members have to say.
I'm from GHS School. I want to talk about teachers bullying students in school, or students bullying other students. Like, it's not really nice. Sometimes when a teacher beats you when you're not on the wrong, it really pains you. And sometimes when you want to, like, when the teacher is teaching in class, you don't really concentrate. You just think about the pain. You just feel the pain, how you are being beaten. Or when a student beats you, like, you're afraid, you're not comfortable. Like when you're sitting with your friend, the student can be passing. You'll not be comfortable with your friends. You'll be fighting.
I'm a teacher by profession. The empowerment today, we hope that we are going to use it in our schools to keep down this violence, especially with the young children, so that early pregnancies, early marriages will be kept down.
It's a very timely seminar at a time when violence on girls in the school media is increasing. So I want to encourage the organizers and to say they should keep up this education, especially right down to rural communities, because so many people need this education. I'm happy because I'm part of the task force who will follow up and will make sure what we have learned today be put in practice.
This part of GSS right from Buddha in Apples of Nation. My impressions about the seminar are really good. This seminar will really go a long way to tell the teachers, especially most teachers from the enclave areas like Apple, what gender-based violence is all about and how we can solve it, especially among the discrimination that happens in that community, where many students, the female students, are always left in the background and their cases are not followed up. Especially when they have violence from men, violence from the male student by touching, by slangs, and it is not always considered as any case. From this seminar today, we have seen that we have to organize from classroom to the school environment in a way that the girl child has equal opportunities to learn like the male from.
Yeah, my name is India Collins from Presbyterian High School, Kame. The workshop was quite interesting and we learned many things, and I promise to take it to my school as a senior prefect boy of Presbyterian High School, Kame, to teach my students and inform both the administration that violence or any way of inflicting pains on people is not good, and that we should be one another's keeper. Thank you very much.
I'm Victor Junior. I'm from GSSP, and right here today I've kind of learned so many things. Like, majority of the time we fall prey of all the laws, the rules that are supposed to be governing we, the little children. We ourselves standing here at times we violate some of those rules to our fellow mates, and right here today I've learned a lot about the human rights, so many things like what we have to do in our society so as not to promote violence. So I guess it's all about we being very well in our society. I think right here I'm going back with a lot of message to give to my fellow ones in my school and even back in my community, because day and day what we just learn here are things that is happening everywhere in our community, not even in school but at home. So I guess going back, I'm taking a very big message back to my people.
Called Anota Cordelia, a student of GPHS Cameroon. In fact, I've learned so many things here, and what I intend to do is to go out there, go to my school, to the society, and sensitize the population what I've learned from them. Sensitize on them, and I've learned that is we should free away from unhealthy relationship, a romantic friendship. We should be the ones to help emerge Cameroon by 2020.
My name is Diam Salamata from GPHS Cameroon. I have enjoyed the workshop so much. I have learned about how to collaborate with my mates, how to approach my mates when there is a problem, to solve it. I have to intervene there and see what the problem is and go and report it to the office so that they can easily solve it. I have learned how to apologize to my mate and how to behave well with others and manners, how to correct my teachers, how I have to correct the mates, class, everywhere around.
With this opportunity that you are giving me, I am Mr. Son Emmanuel, Senior Discipline Master on HHS Cameroon. And since yesterday, I am following this formation, and I am seeing that it's a very good thing for us who are working with those students every day. And after this formation, something was changed in our manner to punish students and even to discipline them, because we are learning so many things that it's not every time, it's not cane that can change the man of the student, but so many times, every time also we can use counseling and so many methods to bring back a child to the order. So after this formation, we know that we are learning also that boys and girls can do the same thing according with their will of doing it. And I'm very happy, and I can assure you people that after this formation, we will try to implement it and develop all of what we have already took here as knowledge to implement it in our school and even around us in our environment of life. Thank you.
The consequences of school-related gender-based violence on young people is far-reaching. It causes a lot of trouble for students. They face a lot of trouble concentrating in school or even in their daily lives. It influences their performance at school negatively. It causes school dropouts, and sometimes it can cause a student to be abnormally silent or timid or even become an introvert. And sometimes it makes a child to be unwilling to question or participate in discussions in class. So now Hofna is asking the question, what can you do? At the level of the community, as a community member, what can you do to end school-related gender-based violence? Provide emotional support to students by listening and showing concern to their problems. Always refer a student who has been sexually abused to a legal counselor, a psychological counselor, or the legal service a student may need. And always, sometimes you can assist the student to report the case of violence, and always act immediately to ensure the safety of the students, and always act in the best interest of the student at all times. And then the next thing is, as a teacher, what can you do to end school-related gender-based violence at your level? Always educate students against sexual relationships in school, and then encourage your students to walk home in groups, and then you ensure the students engage in school activities, extracurricular activities. Assign them always so that they don't get bored. They say an idle mind is a devil's den. And then encourage effective communication between teachers and students so that the communication can flow. Students shouldn't keep seeing teachers. They shouldn't be afraid of their teachers. The teachers should be friends that they can talk to and communicate effectively with, and try to educate teachers on the dangers of premarital sex, premature sex, HIV/AIDS, and teenage pregnancies. Those are the kind of things that can help prevent school-related gender-based violence. And at the level of a student, what can you do? Tell a friend, a teacher, or a trusted adult if you are being abused or bullied. Just confide in them, and then you can speak to the perpetrator and tell the abuser that the behavior he or she is portraying is not proper. And then avoid looking nude. Don't get into pornography, provoke your mind in a way that can push you to assault another person sexually. And then run away from those places or strangers or someone you don't know or who tries to harm you.
Together, let us build safe schools and communities for all to thrive.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love, and this place is much brighter than tomorrow.